All right. Hello, everybody. We are going to go ahead and get started here in a couple minutes. I'll give everybody a minute to join. All right. Thank you for coming to our session on can your company culture be virtual? So just a quick introduction. My name is John Lynch. I'm the COO for CloudTamer. We're a software company based in Fulton, Maryland. And we build a cloud governance tool that allows our customers to manage their cloud environments at scale. So just a quick overview of what I'm going to cover today. Um, so we are going to first define kind of culture. It's a popular buzzword. Everybody talks about it a little bit differently, but just set the framework for how we define it at CloudTamer and how we can address some of the challenges we've had with technology in this virtual world. We're going to cover how we can have culture in this virtual environment that we're all stuck in. And also, we're going to go over some of the things that we evaluate to what is a good tool to help solve the problems that we've experienced with trying to manage culture and engagement across our company. Going to cover a couple of our favorite solutions at CloudTamer. It's the software company. We love our applications, so we'll give you highlights on a few of our favorites. Just a quick overview of kind of the costs and how we think about the investment that we put into these tools, and then how we measure the results of what's working and not working. So first things first, what is culture? So for us, it's far more than events, fun perks, and cool swag. The culture for us is really the underlying values that really make it so people in our company can make decisions, achieve the goals in their careers, interact with one another, and engage and have fun. So making sure that this is something that's like really encompassing everything within your company, and how kind of it just seems to all work. And over the last year, it's been very difficult for a lot of us to shift from having an in-office environment where everybody can collaborate and be together and where things just seem to happen naturally to kind of this remote virtual environment that we're all in. And for us, we looked at kind of three areas that we wanted to make sure we had some solutions around to ensure that there's continuity across our company. First being communication. So making sure that we can provide natural and efficient ways for people to talk across our organization. Second is collaboration. Provides a space for people to develop and execute great ideas. And then the other way is engagement. Make sure that we can make sure people are still connecting beyond work, beyond the kind of Zoom fatigue that we all suffer from. So yeah, move on to the next slide here. Some of the tools that we use within CloudTamer. So communication tools, you've all heard of Zoom and Slack, but where the power of using these is really the integration all across all these different applications. For us in Slack, the Zoom plugin that works with it is something that we use a lot. This is a quick way to start a meeting. This really helps us simulate that, like, used to pop by a desk and ask a quick 5-minute question. It really helps us get away from that constant need to schedule another 30-minute meeting to discuss something that could happen in 5 minutes. Slack is something that we've really tried to ingrain as like the standard for our ways of communicating with everybody, and making sure that really any tool that we buy integrates in some way or some fashion into that tool. On collaboration, so one of our favorite collaboration tools is one that it's still relatively new to the space. Not a lot of people have heard about it. It's a tool called Notion. So this is a tool that really helps you set up wikis, team spaces, and lets you collaborate in real time. So it's very flexible. You can quickly build pages and structure it really in any way, shape, or form that your company's structured. And for us, we have pages that are at a company level that provide great places to share policies, share procedures, share, news and what's happening within the company. And then each of our teams and even individuals have pages where that they can manage their day-to-day work and collaborate together. It's one of the big things that we feel that we miss out on in this virtual environment is the ability to like pop into a conference room, grab a whiteboard and draw out some ideas and come up with some great solutions. Notion gives us the ability that we can do this in real time. And, while it's not as, you can't grab a marker and necessarily do it, it's almost like a whiteboard that we can help our teams talk together and work together. So this has also been an exceptional tool for us to make sure that new people that come on into our company has a way to look across what's going on in an organization and in pretty short amount of time be able to understand how we work at CloudTamer and what all of the things and procedures are across our organization. So the other area that we really like to focus a lot of energy on is engagement. So making sure that you can try to get people outside of the normal just focusing on work conversations and have some areas that allow them to learn a little bit more about each other and not make it feel like everything is all work focused. So two tools that we use that we've been pretty big fan of. One is called Donut. So Donut plugs straight into Slack. So again, the integration side of this is really important for us. And there's two functions of that tool that we use. The first is called kind of a virtual coffee. So every couple of weeks, this will send out basically random invitations to pair you up with somebody else in the company to have a 15-minute, 15-minute meeting just to talk about whatever. It even helps you with conversation starters if you don't know what to talk about. It'll give you some topics and cues that maybe you can spark a conversation with another coworker. This is great because it's very easy when you have your culture being remote for you to be really siloed into your team and not talk to people outside of your normal everyday work. So this is a good way to help people get to know others within the company and just kind of make that what used to be natural water cooler conversation, happen throughout the company. The second feature that we use on this tool is called the water cooler feature. So this plugs into one of our Slack channels and it will fire off a random question every couple days that people can answer. For instance, our question today was, does filling belong in a donut or not? But it will also ask questions, ranging from what's your dream vacation to even some more theoretical questions. So it's a really good way to get some conversation going throughout the company on random topics, and you get to learn a little bit more about your coworkers and how they think about things. The second engagement tool that we use pretty heavily is Bonusly. So what Bonusly does is it allows you to basically every employee gets a budget of points each month that they can give to other coworkers for things that they've helped somebody out with or gone above and beyond on a project, or you just want to give kudos to somebody, and then you can take those points that you've earned from what other people have given you and trade them in for gift cards or donate them to charities or other kind of fun perks. So this is a really nice way for us to make sure that people are being recognized across the company and are, it's become kind of part of our culture of making sure that we're always giving and recognizing. So these are two really large engagement tools for us, and I would highly recommend you check them out. The kind of magic in all of this is trying to bring all of these things together. So, we've talked about communication, collaboration, and engagement. These three things are inherently linked together. And you need to make sure that kind of tools or solutions that you buy to help, in these areas are also inherently linked together. Most tech companies have the problem, and we're not immune to this either, but we get a little app happy sometimes. We'll buy applications because, we build applications and we love playing with them as well. But it's important to have a plan put together on, what areas do you want to solve and, kind of bolster technology with in your culture to make sure that these things that used to happen naturally, there is a method and a way for people to continue to do that. So if you kind of go into this with a plan and, these are the 3 areas that you want to focus on, or add another area, now it'll help you kind of guide on which tools that you need to add into your tech stack to make sure that you have that continuity across your organization. Probably wondering how much does this all cost? So, I tried to break down just a high level, at least these tool sets that we have. This is not necessarily every tool we use, but the ones that are tied closest to, how we manage the communication, collaboration, and engagement. For us, this comes out to be about, $40 per person per month, which might sound like a lot, but the way that we try to think about it as we shifted from having everybody in the office to now everybody a little bit more remote is that's probably the amount of money we would have spent, if not more, on in-person activities, things in the office, engagement, random lunches, things like that. So this is really a low cost to make sure that you have people, collaborating with each other and have quick, seamless ways to make sure that, however you need to communicate with somebody, there's a way to do that, and you have the right tech in place for that. So I think the last really important part to whenever you implement tools to kind of solve some problems within your organization, not just culture tools, but any tools, is really measuring the results. For us, we do this in a couple different ways. One is making sure that we do surveys and try not to do them in an intrusive way. We use a tool called Typeform, which is you can integrate it with a lot of different tools. So you can embed it in, we use Notion. You can embed it in Notion pages, embed it in Slack channels, embed it in emails. And this is a really easy way for us to ask quick questions to gauge if something's working or not, or get quick feedback from across the company. Another one that we do is a little bit more formal, something called the Employer Net Promoter Score, or the ENPS. So we manage this through another tool we use, Bamboo HR. It's kind of our HR platform for managing all of our HRMS data. And this is a quarterly survey that we send out. It's really simple. It's one question, and it's basically, how likely are you to recommend your company as a place to work? And then it asks for a text answer from our employees. So, not necessarily specific to the tools, but this allows people to kind of get a good gauge on how people are feeling about your organization and give you some quick feedback. And we like to use this quarterly to kind of take some of that feedback and try to implement it as quickly as possible to beef up how we're thinking about the company. And then the last one is one-on-ones. This is incredibly important in the remote world. It was important before, but even more now. It's the best way to get information from your people, and making sure that at the top level of your organization, you're allocating time to do that across the company, as well as making sure that you're training your managers well enough to be able to do one-on-ones and have them be constructive and get the proper amount of feedback. So it's a quick overview on kind of how we think about tools and culture and how to solve some of the problems that we've experienced over the last year. And if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the Q&A. And if we don't have time to answer them, feel free to certainly reach out to us here or on LinkedIn. I'd be happy to talk about any tools or how you're trying to address your culture in this remote world. Do not see any questions in the Q&A, so I will turn it back to you guys for the next lightning round.